All right. What is going on, fellas? We made it. It is the fantasy football playoffs. I'm at my girlfriend's place. That's why my background looks different and I don't have my microphone. So do not be alarmed. That is what we are dealing with right now. Andrew's always the first one in here. I think
I know.
he's got like super notifications on.
Yo, I respect it. The hustle, eh?
Yeah. You guys should all be like Andrew, by the way. You'll
Facts.
guaranteed get your questions answered if you're in here immediately when we go live and you ask them. I think he copy and pastes them and then just throws them in immediately. So he gets
Dude, he probably has like that separate Google Doc available with all the questions he needs, and then just boom, gets them ready. Like just irons them out. I respect it.
Pick 2, full PPR: Saquon, David Montgomery, Kenneth Walker, Swift, and Bam Knight.
You probably gotta go Barkley and Walker, but I actually really like John.
Process would dictate it's Barkley and Walker. To me, it wouldn't be outstandingly too cute to play Montgomery over Walker, but
he's questionable.
Is he questionable? And yeah. I believe Herbert is eligible to come back this week too.
Yeah, if there's one I'm pivoting to, it'd probably be Zono.
Yeah.
Especially against Detroit.
At this point in the year, I love that my Zonovan Knight dynasty takes have aged to this point in the year. We're in fantasy playoffs, and Zonovan Knight's like a top 20 running back.
Well, I got him higher than that.
Oh yeah, I got him pretty high too, man. I'm playing him over Jamal Williams and somebody else in our Tone Setters league.
I think I have him like RB 13 this week or something dumb like that.
13.
Something dumb like that, bro. Yeah.
I don't have him that high. I got him like 17.
That's your rankings. I was about to say. I was like, wait, what? Yeah, I have Zono very high. He's right after Nick Chubb, right before Dalvin Cook this week.
Wow, you'd play him over Dalvin Cook.
Yes, I would.
That's insane. Anyways, to answer your question, I'd go Saquon and Kenneth Walker. Walker is not. I know we're gonna get a ton of Kenneth Walker questions. Like I'm fully ready for that. Kenneth Walker is not on the injury report. He was not limited in practice today or yesterday. He should be a full go. There should be no issues for Kenneth Walker. So for me, he's my RB 13, and I'm just gonna list some players I would play him over just to save maybe some questions here. I would play him over Dalvin Cook, over Aaron Jones, over Raheem Mostert, over Travis Etienne, over James Conner, over David Montgomery, over Dameon Pierce if he plays. I would play him over Bam Knight. I don't know if you have him over him.
I do.
Like if you have like a 3 stack of running backs or 2 stack of running backs that you need to play, and you have like Mixon and Miles Sanders, and you want to sit Kenneth Walker, that's fine with me. But like you're gonna need some serious options to be able to put Kenneth Walker on the bench, in my opinion.
Yeah, dude, I have Sanders and Tony Pollard extremely high this week. I have typical top 5. I'm assuming you have the same 5 guys in some order, but McCaffrey, Eckler, Henry, Taylor, Jacobs.
I have Stevenson in my top 5 for the time being.
I have him adjusted out.
Plays, but I will obviously, if he's not playing, I will take him out. And I actually have Kamara at 6 right now.
Really?
Yeah, or he'd be 5 if Stevenson doesn't play.
Respectable. I have Pollard at 6, Sanders at 7, Mixon at 8.
Yeah, that's fair. I think all those guys are the matchups for Pollard and Sanders are just they're too good. Like it's hard not to rank them really high. Same with Kamara.
We got a couple supers here. So first one from Brandon. Appreciate that. He says, hey guys, would it be crazy to start Jordan Mason with CMC tonight? Jeff Wilson most likely out for me, and my only other options are Pierre Strong and Ogunbowale from Houston. Thanks. I don't think it's crazy in that spot because you don't have any depth. I think it limits your upside, but I mean, realistically, like, is there any like waiver claims available in your league? Like
I would rather play Pierre Strong than Jordan Mason.
Even with Damien Harris back?
Is Damien Harris 100% play?
He practiced in limited today.
They play Sunday or Saturday?
I believe it's Sunday. Let me check.
I think it's Sunday as well.
Yeah, I think it's on the 1 p.m.
It's Sunday. I think it's Sunday at 1 p.m. So
yeah.
Jeff Wilson would be the easy, like, I don't think Jeff Wilson's going to play, though. Like, I think you're correct. I think Jeff Wilson's probably out. If you're going to take a rando shot on somebody scoring a touchdown, there's very few backfields I would choose to do it over the 49ers. So, I mean, if you're going to take a rando shot on a running back, Jordan Mason's not a terrible one to take. CMC is probably a full go tonight, though. He was not on the injury report. Or he was a full practice, in practice yesterday. So he should be just fine. I wouldn't assume that they're going to limit or dial back his workload by any means.
Yeah. Mark Ingram's banged up, right?
Yeah.
Am I crazy to say I actually don't mind Eno, even if he was just picked up?
I would actually, now that I'm actually looking at this, knowing that Dameon Pierce is potentially dealing with a high ankle sprain, Ogunbowale is not a terrible option against Kansas City either.
Fair.
That's actually if I were you, Brandon, I would wait to see what happens with Jeff Wilson. And I think like almost it's a foregone conclusion that both Ramondre Stevenson and Dameon Pierce will probably be out. So you should have your pick of at least one of Pierre Strong or Dare.
Yeah, no, that's fair. Next super here is from our Gravy. He says Bam or T. Higgins, concerned about weather in Buffalo. So T. Higgins is questionable, obviously dealing with that hamstring injury that basically took him out of the first drive last week. I don't mind just going Bam. He's got a really good matchup. Again, it's a half PPR, so you're emphasizing the touchdown scoring ability there. And I mean, if there was, an opportunity for Bam Knight, we saw last week 20 opportunities last week, more opportunities the week before. Like, I do think that he has surpassed Michael Carter on that depth chart.
I like the Jets to win the game also, just given Josh Norris did a breakdown with I think it was Josh McCown that he did the breakdown with. Yeah. And Jared Goff is like vastly a different quarterback
on the road. Yes. On the road.
Not on the road, under pressure. And the Jets are a high pressure defense. The Lions have played some easy defenses the past couple of weeks, right? They've been playing the Vikings and like whoever they've been playing. Like the Jets defense is the best defense, probably one of the best pass defenses in the NFL, period.
Yeah. Top five.
Definitely one of the best that the Lions have played this year. So I'd imagine Jared Goff is probably not going to move the ball at an alarmingly high rate, which means Bam Knight and the Jets offense will probably have opportunities on offense.
Yeah, no, I agree with you there. Appreciate the new member here in Joe. Appreciate that a lot, brother. Adding to that, by the way, you mentioned, Josh McCown, Josh Norris doing the scheme series over there on Underdog. And it's funny just talking about it because everybody there loves Dak, and it made me happy because I saw like McCown break it down. I'm like, yo, like that's what's up. And then Hayden, did you see Hayden got a lot of backlash the other day because he tweeted out like his top 7 quarterbacks? And
he had was it Hurts below?
He had Hurts. So it went in order. So Mahomes, Allen, I believe then it was Burrow,
Herbert,
Herbert, Burrow, Dak, Lamar, Hurts, right? And then people were like, oh, Dak is mid, blah, blah, blah. He's like, these don't look like mid to me. And he showed like the graphs about his EPA, not to mention like.
Oh, I thought he got backlash for having Hurts so low.
No, he got backlash because he had Dak at 5. And you know how fucking people are when they see Dak high in quarterback rankings. They're like, oh, Dak mid, Scott? Why is he a top 5?
Oh, okay. Like, Danny's looking at this with Cowboys colored glasses, dude. Most of the backlash I saw was the fact that he had Hurts below somebody that was. I think he had Brady ahead of Hurts.
No, it was Lamar. It was Lamar.
It was Lamar. Okay, yeah.
People have been ripping on Lamar.
You can't reasonably say that Lamar Jackson has been better than Jalen Hurts this year. Like
Lamar's not had a good year. Again, I'll give him the benefit of the doubt because the weapons there are just complete butter. To be honest, like you're throwing the fucking Demarcus Robinson as your wide receiver 1. Like, come on, man. Like really, like our cheeks. By the way, I just seen Brock's comment at the bottom there, but T-Law gonna be in that top 7 by the end of the year. I could see it. Again, he's personally for me still gonna be in that fringe top 10, but if he keeps playing the way he has been, like he's basically like a Herbert light if you were to make a comparison.
That's who I comped him to coming out of Clemson. So
makes a lot of sense. Got a couple supers here. First one from Fam. He says, odd that I said first one from Fam when his name's Fam first, but Ryan, Purdy, or Dalton. Also flex PPR or Walker or Kirk. So let me just answer the first one, PPR, Walker, or Kirk. I think I'm just going to roll with the upside of Walker. I get it. Like he's limited. We don't know how his workload is going to be, but I mean, you're in the fantasy playoffs. You have a stud like that. You know that he could literally make the difference in your matchup. I don't know. I think Kirk's outlook is a little bit marred too, especially against that Cowboys defense.
Yeah, I don't love the matchup for the Jags for sure.
In terms of
PPR, you would lean a guy like Kirk in a tie break because Kirk is a PPR guy, but I'm not proud of that one for sure. I would say Walker's the guy that you roll with. And for the quarterback decision, like under no circumstances do I want to ever put Matt Ryan into my lineup. So he's completely out of that.
I think I would go Purdy
between Dalton and Purdy for sure.
I think I would go Purdy here, man.
I would as well, man. Purdy can be carried by his weapons, which is, I mean, I guess Dalton could to some degree, but I just trust Ayuk, Kittle, and the boy McCaffrey to be able to break off a long one and get you a lucky touchdown out of Purdy. Like Dalton would probably, and Dalton's been okay this year. He hasn't actually been that bad, and the Falcons stink, but I'd rather just trust Purdy in the better offense.
Yep. No, I agree with that. Next super chat here from Seth. Appreciate that. He says White, Walker, Dobbins, and Waddle, Burks, Gabe Davis. So I'm assuming you have to pick one from each of these sets. So I would go with Ken Walker out of your running backs there. Dobbins, he had a good week. He has a really good matchup this week. I just kind of want to see it one more week coming off that knee injury before I fully trust him back in, top 15, top 18.
He doesn't just have a good matchup this week, though.
The best
matchup of any running back this week.
No, I get that. But like... I'm just worried because I know last time we saw him come back, the knee tweaked up. It was a terrible tear. Both, what was it? His MCL, his PCL, and his ACL or something. It was like
It
a
was
combo.
ACL and meniscus, I think.
That's what it was, right? Okay. I thought there was PCL as well, but maybe I'm gapping.
It was a bad tear. When
Yeah.
you get a contact ACL tear, I mean, we're going to talk about it with Javonte Williams next offseason. It's not a good situation. And to answer your receiver question, this is clearly Jalen Waddle.
Oh, 100%.
I mean, we don't even know if Burks is going to play for starters. And Gabe Davis is Gabe Davis. He's a boomer bust guy. He's like in my wide receiver 30 range every single week. And Jalen Waddle is a consistent top 15 guy.
Yeah, I think I have Waddle at 18 this week just because the target share hasn't been there, but he's still well ahead of Gabe Davis.
The weather maybe gives you some pause because it's not supposed to be great. The wind's supposed to be high, but you just got to trust. Like if Waddle
Davis in the same game.
Exactly. Gabe Davis in the same game, and if Waddle has a great game on your bench, like you are going to hate yourself.
Yep, for sure. Next comment from or next super chat from Geest. Appreciate that. Slight underdog. I'm starting Zeke over K9 WRL. I would go with K9, but I understand at least the rationale there. Obviously, we kind of mentioned the Cowboys are implied for a ton of points, like 27 points this week. The run game, I mean, both Zeke and Pollard have been legit top 10 fantasy running backs this year, or like in the last 6-7 weeks since Dak has come back. And realistically, like Zeke, as gross as it sounds, like he gets the usage that you would want in terms of scoring opportunity. Like, he's going to come in inside the 5.
If there's one running back that's like not a top 3 running back that I would bet to score an anytime touchdown on Sunday would probably be Ezekiel Elliott. Like, so to me, I think if you're a slight underdog, I lean Walker more, to be honest, because I think Zeke is a good like 15-point projection, like as his high end. Maybe he punches in 1 or 2 touchdowns, but I think Walker has the ability to break off an 85-yard touchdown that Zeke does not have the ability to do. So I would start Walker if you're an underdog.
How funny would it be if Zeke broke off a long touchdown this week?
If Zeke breaks off an 85-yard touchdowns, a bunch of Jags defenders will have to run into each other on the way to getting him.
Hey, if Zeke breaks off an 85-yard touchdown, I'll tattoo my forehead.
I'm going to hold you to that.
I'll get one of those, like, what are they? The fucking quick dry ones?
Yeah.
Joe Lopez, appreciate that $5 super chat. He says, need a running back 1 and 2, wide receiver 2, and a flex. Walker over Foreman, Gibson, Robinson, Swift, Williams, Zay, Lazard, Deontay, Peoples-Jones, and PPR. I lost Cup. Thank you. So for your running back 1, you're going Kenneth Walker as your first one. You probably
I go Swift as my second one.
I would too, but like, why did we have to see Jamal Williams get the carry workload again last week? It's
Brian Robinson is the safer play of the 2.
Yeah,
but I don't want to start Brian Robinson. Same with Foreman. Like they're both gonna get carries, but I'm taking Swift. Like unless we hear something about his workload being dialed back or something, which I mean we're never going to. They never tell us.
As far as the receivers, so because I'm putting a wide receiver in my flex, I'm not starting another one of those running backs. You're going Deontay and Peoples-Jones, especially if Amari's out.
Yeah, so Deontay's the wide receiver too.
Peoples-Jones
is so high in ECR this week. I have no idea why.
I actually have Peoples-Jones higher than Deontay this week if Cooper misses. That's my caveat.
That's fair. Yeah, I mean, I didn't actually take that into account. I think Deontay, I just like automatically find him and where ECR has him and move him way higher because
you love him.
He's just a guaranteed like 8 targets a game. Eventually, he's gonna have like a good game. Maybe it will not come this year, but I have no idea.
I moved him up into the wide receiver 2-3 range for me this week.
It's about time, man.
What do you mean it's about time? Hey, in the last 2 weeks or his first 2 weeks over 11 PPR points since week 3. Come on.
Dude, he made a play downfield last week and I nearly lost my mind.
I know exactly which one you're talking about because I remember in our stream, you were like, oh yeah, Deontay, he's going to go 5 for 45. And
that was literally his stat line.
He had a 5 for 45 line and then he caught that pass. I'm like, fuck, we don't have a story anymore.
Yeah, no kidding.
We got another super chat here from Bobcat. I appreciate that. He says, I have Diggs as my wide receiver 1, but who should I start as my wide receiver 2, Higgins or Ayuk? Also, should I flex Olave or the other receiver who I didn't start at my wide receiver? I'm concerned because Ayuk plays tonight. So
Ayuk goes in your lineup.
Yeah.
That's to me.
So is Olave.
Yeah.
All 3 of those
guys. I think you got to sit Higgins, man. Like you're in a spot where you have great options within a similar tier. Ayuk without Debo in the lineup is a wide receiver 2 locked and loaded.
He's my 16 this week.
Yeah, like him and like Higgins and Olave, they're all in that like 12 to 18 range. And Olave and Ayuk have decent matchups as well. Higgins has a tougher matchup, plus he's dealing with an injury. So I would probably just sit Higgins and, maybe pay the consequences if he goes off. I'm okay stomaching a big Higgins performance on my bench in this scenario because process-wise, like, you got a guy who was limited, dropped a donut last week with a difficult matchup to boot.
Yeah, no, agreed. Aggie says Goddard or Greg Dulcich. Is Goddard officially activated?
Top 8 tight end.
Is he officially activated? I know he's off of IR, but
yeah, so he was activated off IR. There's a note on his, like, if you go to his sleeper thing, it says there's still like let me actually read what it says. It says there's like still some optimism or something like that. I got to look at it because there is some concern that he might not play. As long as he's playing, man, there's no way he's not in my lineup, though. Like, as long as Goddard is in the game, I'm still going to play him. I'm looking right now what his thing says. Dallas Goedert says trending towards playing against the Bears. So earlier today or yesterday, the report was that he was up in the air, and then today it came out that he's trending towards playing. So, I mean, if he plays, he's a top 6, top 8 tight end. If you want to start, some other great options like Njoku or Kittle or something over a Goddard, I'm fine with that. But like when it comes to like a Dulcich or an Evan Ingram or somebody like that, I'm just going to start Goddard.
Yep. No, I agree with you there. Let's spam some of these comments because we're a little bit behind.
We caught up on supers there?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so Cody says, here's to hoping J.K. Dobbins is a league winner this year after I lost Evo. I snuck 2 J.K. Dobbins shares into Best Ball Mania 3, so I'm hoping the same thing.
Yeah, I got to check some of my exposures after.
Yeah, I stuck two J.K. Dobbins teams. One of them actually is a Miles Sanders, J.K. Dobbins, Josh Jacobs, and Jamal Williams team. So that's like kind of like an interesting mix. If some of those guys have duds or whatever, then and J.K. Dobbins has a big game, that could be huge.
I want to hear your order on this because my order is kind of out there.
I have Fields the highest.
Yep, same.
Then Watson would be my second highest, and then Tua, and then Purdy.
We have the same order, yeah.
I mean, like, okay, so with Tua, you have a difficult pass defense.
7.
You have bad weather, and you have a guy who's not playing very well right now. Also,
I believe they're only implied for like 18 points this week.
Right, and a better matchup for Watson against the Ravens' pass defense.
Agree with you there.
Yeah, that game's not getting a ton of steam as far as like over is concerned. It's probably going to hit the under that
sure.
Browns-Ravens game. It's almost AFC North. Like, what did I say last week about the Ravens-Steelers? It would be 16-10. Like, lock it in. I'm pretty sure the score was quite close to 16-10.
16-14. Yeah. Let's go.
Yeah, we got if Ramondre doesn't play, would you guys start? Would you all flex Damian Harris or Pierre Strong over
Harris
Hollywood?
Harris if he plays, yeah.
If Ramondre's out and Dame Harris plays,
yeah, I'm starting Harris over Hollywood in that instance. Think of it like this, right? Okay, so first of all, Kyler Murray torn ACL. We already know he's not going to be playing quarterback. Colt McCoy's going to be in.
Denver Broncos defense,
literally the toughest defense against opposing wide receivers. So tough.
That's fair. I don't know. You still got Dame coming off of a quad injury, I think is what he was dealing with.
They play the Raiders though.
They are playing the Raiders.
They play the Raiders.
I think I'm going as long as Damian Harris has no limitations. I would probably just pivot to him. But I mean, I don't think Hollywood's a terrible option. Colt McCoy's not going to play as bad as he played on Monday night. He's serviceable. He's probably going to be just fine, I think.
Yep.
Kenneth Walker, Rachaad White. Give me Kenneth Walker there. With Fields in a tough matchup, should I still start him over Deshaun? Yes, you should.
Yep.
The Eagles are beatable on the ground, and that's where Fields is going to get his fantasy points anyway. So it's less of a tough matchup for a guy like Fields than it would be for like Justin Herbert or something.
Speaking of that, man, I keep thinking about next Saturday, bro. I keep
it's going to be. Is it Saturday night the game or
Saturday? Saturday.
I thought it was Sunday Night Football. That it was
Saturday. Has it already got flexed to the night game?
Is it not the night game?
It was 1 p.m. out first, but
that's so awful. Are you kidding me?
They probably flexed it. Like, there's no way you can't flex that.
It's been Sunday Night Football this entire time. I've been. Let me look. Right
425 right now, but like
425. Yeah, it is.
That's got to be flexed. Like the Raiders fucking Steelers on Sunday night or Saturday Night Football on Christmas Eve. Nah, you're putting the fucking Eagles Cowboys. Let's be fucking real. I'm gonna get wine drunk. I'm gonna fucking get a little bit high. I'm gonna watch that fucking game. We're gonna enjoy some Merry Christmas.
Oh yeah. Oh, is it on Christmas?
No, it's because like the game's gonna be done by the time Christmas technically starts. Because the game ends at like 11:30.
But is it? Oh, it's Christmas Eve.
Yeah. Because like if they play at the night game, then it would be done at 11:30 pretty much, and then Christmas would be in a half an hour. So.
I mean, I feel like they did us a favor a little bit. They're like, it's Christmas Eve. Let's put Raiders Steelers there so people don't get in.
Can snooze.
People don't get like divorced over a football game.
Dude, you got
People
in-laws.
are gonna want to watch Cowboys Eagles. It's like you could spend time with your families during Steelers and Raiders. No one gives a shit about that game anyway.
Fair.
Oh,
you already asked that in the super chat. Perfect.
Oh, okay, perfect. Need flex. I have Judy, Brian Robinson, J.K. Dobbins, Hollywood, Dillon, full PPR. Who'd you start?
Judy.
Yeah.
Judy's a top. Judy? He's a top 21 receiver for me this week.
Yeah, and to answer the second part of your question, I would rather start J.K. Dobbins over Najee Harris.
Agreed.
Yeah, Najee's coming in with a hip injury. Didn't practice on Wednesday. J.K. Dobbins, like we said, has like the easiest matchup in the league, and I'd imagine with Najee dealing with some kind of injury, Jaylen Warren will just be a little bit more involved than usual. So, and it's still Najee Harris in the Pittsburgh Steelers offense. Give me Dobbins and Judy there.
Agreed.
Thoughts on ETN this week with the hard matchup? He's still a top 16 running back for me.
He's a top 20 running back for me. I'll give you that. But it's like I'm playing Zonovan Knight over him.
I have him at 17. I would play ETN over Bam Knight.
Well, we'll make that a bet right now. We can
make it a bet for sure. We can lock that one.
I don't want to fucking bet against ETN, but God, like the everything about the matchup just scares me.
It sucks. Yeah, it sucks for sure.
Yeah.
Pick 2, full PPR, Ayuk, Evans,
You're
or
sitting
Watson.
Evans. You're sitting Evans.
I'm not sitting.
We're going Watson versus Evans then.
All right, let's do it.
All right,
write them down. I'm not at my home setup, so you're gonna have to record these.
Yeah, here. Honestly, just write them in the fucking notes in the private chat.
All right. Well, it's Evans versus Christian Watson, and
what was the other one?
Knight versus ETN.
Yeah. Okay. Dope.
Geno Smith or Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins, 100%.
Kirk like 27 implied.
Vikings play the Colts. They're like 20th against quarterbacks adjusted fantasy points too. Also, please pick 2: Metcalf, Lockett, Chris Olave, Devontae Smith, or Hollywood Brown. So, I mean, this is dangerous because sometimes one will go off and the other won't.
Olave and Lockett.
I'm taking. You're going Lockett over Metcalf.
He's been the more productive. He's been the more productive receiver.
He scored a touchdown in 6 straight games.
Yeah, he's been more productive on the same field. Why hasn't DK scored the touchdown?
DK is the number 1 man.
Oh, my bad.
He gets the target.
There's like an 11
just bouncing his way.
There's like an 11 target difference from them on the season.
I don't know. To me, I'd be going Metcalf.
Do we want to make a bet between the Seahawks receivers that I have them ranked back to back for my
that
prediction.
Reminds me, I need to move Lockett out of my flex.
Hey, I literally have the Seahawks receivers back to back in my rankings right now.
Oh, I know. I don't even have him in my flex. He's out of there.
I'm assuming you have Olave over both, right?
I do have Olave over both.
Okay, good. We're on page there. Same vibes.
Yeah. Okay, so
that's gonna be so great. Wait, that's tonight too, God.
Yeah, Thursday night bets are never smart. Anyways, Walker or Knight. I'm taking Kenneth Walker there, right?
I'm taking Walker.
What's
last thing? Sorry, you know what's going to be the grossest part about that is Marquise Goodwin's going to outscore both of them.
That'd be disgusting. I have Lockett in our Patreon league, so hopefully Lockett is the one that wins that.
Saquon and Walker. I do like Pacheco a lot this week, though.
I do too, but I can't start him over those other guys. Drafted Bam because you guys talked about him as a handcuff. Should have helped him in taxi. Yeah, he had him a lot of taxi squads for sure.
I just need to show this for a second because I audibly giggled when I saw it. It's fucking. You guys were weirdly right about fading Dalvin Cook in the offseason. I remember y'all.
I think almost exactly what I've expected out of Dalvin Cook is what's happened. Like he didn't get. Like I talked about 3 primary concerns with Dalvin Cook. I said one of these 3 things is going to happen. Either like A, he's going to be a completely touchdown dependent, inefficient running back, which is basically what's happened right now.
I call them the next Zeke.
Yeah. B, he's going to get injured because he has the shoulder injuries and he's an older running back with all the touches. Or C, he's just going to make us look like complete idiots. And I didn't think that one was like very likely. I figured it was going to be either A or B. And it's been A. He's been a touchdown or bust like RB2 this year.
And he's not scoring the touchdowns.
Yeah, and that one play that he had that was supposed to be a pop pass, apparently, like that was the most indecisive thing I've ever seen in my life. Yeah, he looked like he'd never seen a hole in his life.
Let's spam these, but I'll still hold my head high because everything I thought about Aaron Jones and everything I thought about Dalvin Cook ended up coming to fruition.
I don't know, man. Aaron Jones has been just as good as he was.
He's averaging 15.2 PPR points per game, brother.
Not from a fantasy perspective. I mean, he has looked.
Oh, he looks good in real life, but at the same time, it's like if you're going to be an efficient player without elite volume on an offense that's no longer elite, I had my question marks, and I mean, okay, give us a pat on the back because we were both low on him.
Yeah. Kenneth Walker, Rashad White. Yeah, give me Kenneth Walker there. Are we worried about Josh Allen and Tyler Bass? I'd be worried about the kicker for sure. I mean,
I'm not worried about the reason why I'm not worrying about Josh Allen is because the dude's going to rush for 95 yards if it's snowing.
Kickers are realistically the ones that get affected by weather most. So definitely I'd be worried about him.
I'll go Pacheco.
I'll go Pacheco as well.
Great matchup.
Thoughts on Waddle this week? He's a top 15 receiver for me.
Top 20 for me.
Yeah, would you start Chris Olave over Jalen Waddle this week?
Yes, easily.
Really?
Yeah.
Start Garrett Wilson over him?
Yes. I have Garrett Wilson at 10, Olave at 11.
Okay, that's fair. I think you got to be somewhat skeptical with Waddle given the weather and Tua's play recently, but I'm not going crazy and starting a rando over him.
I have Ayuk higher.
You have Ayuk over Waddle? I'll take Waddle versus Ayuk.
We could do that. Just making all the Thursday night bets.
Yeah, I have Ayuk actually I'm on bye this week. Doesn't matter. What's up, boys? Kenneth Walker, Olave.
Olave.
I'm going Olave there, and Walker or Hollywood. K-Dub. I will go with Walker there.
Yeah, K-Dub.
Watson or Cousins. This one's kind of interesting. I'm probably gonna go Cousins here, but that's really close.
I have Cousins one spot higher.
I do too, but it's close for sure. Need a big day from DK and Ayuk for best ball. Yeah, I got to look at my now that if you guys are on Underdog, the exposures update once you've advanced teams, so you can see your new exposures now. So definitely be sure to check those out, and also make sure to check out playoff best ball too. Me and Danny are going to be in Buffalo next week, going through some playoff best ball. I'm going to drop a solo vid on Tuesday about playoff best ball strategy, and I'm going to do if you guys have ever watched Prison Break, the Michael Scofield board of connecting all the dots and figuring out the master plan. I'm going to basically do that with the playoff picture. If you stack Lions, this team will miss the playoffs and this team will be who they play kind of thing. If you believe this team wins those games or whatever, I'm going to really map it out so that you know ahead of time, if you're drafting early, what teams that you want to invest in if you're investing in certain teams.
For anyone in here right now, you guys can record me. You guys can quote me. You guys can, play this back in the future, but the Lions are going to sneak into the 7th seed, and then they're going to beat the Minnesota Vikings in the first round. I'm going to tell you that right now.
Interesting. And the Bucs are going to beat the Cowboys in round one.
You don't even believe that anymore.
Dude, I hope we play each other just for shits because it's going to go one of two ways. Either we're going to get destroyed,
and you have an out because well, you know what's going to be funny about it is because even if you get destroyed, I can't even talk shit because you're just gonna be like, we're a bad team anyways. We shouldn't have made it.
There's nothing for you to lose. There's nothing for me to lose, but literally for you to lose.
Oh man, yeah, no, I'm literally all at loss there. Though, hey, I don't think the Eagles are gonna lose another game. But all I'm saying is, if the Eagles lose one more than the Cowboys and we beat them next week, we win the division because we'd both be 14-3 and we'd have a better divisional record.
Right, but I think the Eagles play.
I agree.
Other than you, so
they're winning 15 games. I agree.
That's crazy that they're going to win 15 games.
No, I agree.
Philly or San Fran D?
Philly. 9-point implied favorites on the road this week. I get it. Chicago, has looked good on offense. Philly's looked good, but I just got to go with the math there.
This year, so I'll take the Eagles there.
Yeah. I obviously are great. Both are great plays, but I mean the spread in Seattle versus San Francisco versus Philly and
the Sharps are all over the Seahawks. By the way,
I saw that.
I bet on the Seahawks also.
I don't mind that. Full PPR flex Rashad White, AJ Dillon, or Dobbins. I would go Dobbins here.
I would as well. That's crazy that we're already up there with Dobbins. Pick one: James Cook, DPJ, Dillon, Dobbins, PPR. I'm gonna go with Dobbins again.
I like DPJ here, especially if Amari's
really out, you have DPJ that high.
See, the problem is because the Ravens play on Saturday, so they play against each other. So if Amari's out, I would go with DPJ. If Amari's back, then I don't mind going with Dobbins there.
That's fair. One keeper league, and I'm thinking of picking up Breece or Javonte off waivers. Why are they on waivers? Which one would you pick up for next year? If you're from a strict health standpoint, Breece is the safer bet to make because he has a very simple ACL tear versus Javonte. And I believe it happened a week before, did it not? Or was it a week after? No, it happened after, I think. It happened after,
it
but
was.
Brees has the easier road to recovery because from a medical standpoint, his was a non-contact ACL tear versus Javante's, where he had more damage, I believe. But maybe look into those injuries from some like fantasy doctors and just listen to what they have to say. I would say Brees is probably the guy that I would rather have next year, though. Peoples, Jones, Cooper, Godwin, Higgins picked in standard. If Cooper plays, Cooper and Godwin would be my answer if they play. If Cooper is out, I'd probably go Godwin and Higgins.
Higgins is questionable too.
I know.
If he plays, I'll go with him. But okay, so Cooper and Godwin if everyone's healthy. Godwin and Higgins if Cooper's out. Godwin and Peoples Jones if Higgins and Cooper are out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pacheco or Mike Williams? Mike Will, man. 100 yards and a touchdown on 65% of the snaps his first game back last week. He's going to go ballistic this week.
In games he's played 50+% of the snaps this year, he's averaging 16 PPR points per game, which is outside the wide.
He's been really good. Yeah. It's unfortunate he's been dealing with injuries. Him and Keenan Allen have been really good when they've been healthy.
Also, little fun fact, but my boy Cedarian Lamb is averaging 18 PPR points per game since Stack's return, and it feels like he, outside of the one blow up, hasn't really been good, but he's just been consistent.
Yeah. Purdy or Carr? I'm going Purdy. I ain't fucking with the New England Patriots.
Fuck that.
Where is JT ranked?
Top 5.
3.
Yeah, I have him 4 behind Henry, Eckler, and McCaffrey. McCaffrey's my 1. Who are they playing? The Vikings. The Vikings are like not a dangerous defense against fantasy. Oh, they're terrible.
About middle of the road, and JT's getting literally like 90% of the snaps and all the 2-minute drill long down and distance.
The Vikings are giving up like 480 yards per game since week 10, and averaging giving up like 30 points per game. They have been a mess.
That's crazy. Yeah. By the way, Brock, I advanced a. What was the team that I advanced? A Pitts, Brevin Jordan.
I have one that I advanced fucking Hunter Renfrow, and he's back next week. Imagine he just pops off.
I have I think like 4 or 5 teams where I advanced these 3 wide receivers all on the team each. Elijah Moore, Michael Pittman, and Deontay Johnson are all on these teams. And I don't know if that's ever going to help, but if they were to go off, it would be huge for me.
How convenient would it be if Elijah Moore is just like popping off down the stretch in the playoffs, and then
please tell me Elijah Moore just snaps for this Lions game.
Imagine he's next year's Brandon Ayuk.
Yeah, literally out of the doghouse and just great next year.
Don't kill me.
Okay, the game has probably started here, so I don't know if we're going to be of any help to people. So we'll answer one more question, and then we'll head out of here. Yeah. Jerick McKinnon or Elijah Moore in half PPR if Corey Davis is out. I'm going Elijah Moore, man. I have him as top 35 receiver this year.
Yeah, see, the problem with Jerick McKinnon is Houston.
It was so unsustainable what he did, man.
Not to mention Houston's a complete run sieve. I get that, but Jerick McKinnon gets no carries, none. And they're 14-point favorites. I get it. Everybody's on Houston now. They had a really good game against the Cowboys. That was kind of expected with all the tabloids going into the game. I get it. But this just seems like the week they're going to crash down to earth. Everybody's hyping them up now. Oh, maybe they're the best 110 or 111 and 1 team we've seen.
The Chiefs do this. The Chiefs put teams in the dirt. They're gonna beat them by 30.
When the Chiefs are up or when the Chiefs are favorites by over 10, it's usually
they slaughter teams. Teams. That's usually what happens. Anyways, apologies if we did not get to your question. If you guys are patrons, make sure to join the private live stream Saturday. We're going to be doing that before the kickoff is at 1 p.m. for the first game on Saturday. So we'll probably do maybe the Patreon live stream an hour before usual, 11 a.m. Eastern, and then do a regular live stream after that. Maybe we haven't really talked about this off camera.
On Saturday?
Yeah, because there's games on at 1 p.m.,
right,
4 p.m. and 8 p.m. So,
by the way, big shout! I would much rather do the stream on the Saturday because the World Cup finals on Sunday morning.
Well, we got to do that too because there's games on then.
Fair.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought yeah.
It's the World Cup.
I mean, I care, but
it's on at 10 though.
We'll figure it out.
It's on at 10 though. The game will be over by 11:45. Right? Aren't soccer games 90 minutes?
12:30.
12:30? Really? I thought soccer games were 90 minutes.
Yeah, but there's halftime, brother.
Right. Okay. Fair enough.
Well, whatever. We're good.
We'll figure it out.
It'll be done. Yeah.
You can watch it on your other monitor. I'll take care of most of it. But anyways, hopefully you started Walker. Good luck to all of you guys in tonight's game. Hopefully the Seahawks win for the sake of my bets. Kenneth Walker, if you guys took the leap of faith and started him, hopefully it pays off for you.
Yep. Either way, take care, y'all.
Take it easy.